Welcome to Weakness to Peakness. It's Adrian here. Day 23 and 24 in the books, and tomorrow's the big day. I will be showing you my 25-day progress. We'll be taking captures of all my measurements, as well as photos to kind of show my progress from day one of start to where I am now. Day 23 has just been running errands like crazy, going out shopping, getting a whole bunch of stuff done, getting my steps done. So I didn't really have much to talk about there. I almost took you along with me for my Costco haul, but I figured that's kind of what I would talk about today was my diet, and maybe I'll even start sharing some of my foods and recipes. Maybe give you guys ideas that maybe will help you as well as it's helping me. So I just kind of wanted to talk about how do you stick to your diet? How do I stick to my diet? It's pretty much all about not so much about just the food I eat. It's the mental change about really understanding what your goals are and how that diet is going to get you there. It's about changing your lifestyle. Consistency is what is actually helping me get my body right, getting my mind right, making sure that I'm getting the right nutrients. And the MacroFactor app is actually helping me drastically with that. And I'll try to go into that a little bit as well tomorrow during my recap of where I'm at and how it breaks down each goal and how it actually presents the details to you based on your carbs, your protein, your fats, even down to from the macro level. It also goes down to the micro level into your phosphorus, whatever other vitamins and minerals that you may need. You can also add that in. So it is very nice in that aspect. But ultimately, by doing this and getting the right nutrients, I'm ensuring that my body is actually working at its optimal performance. I can identify, it can help repair itself, and I'm growing stronger. You can also identify if there's weaknesses or if you're lacking in something. It's very nice in that way. Changing your diet and making sure that it's well balanced in a good way to ensure that you're meeting your macro profile will help fuel yourself as well as your workouts for your just basic daily activities, and it should help you be at your best. You're not going to be overly tired or exhausted because you ate too much and you go into that food coma state. You're also not going to be lethargic and slow because you're under eating or going through headaches, etc. Yes, this does mean that at least for the time being, I have to say goodbye to the midnight pizza party with me and my wife, or saying, hey, I just want to have a few beers. You know what? They're not as important as getting my health right now. I can celebrate once I reach my goal. And here's really the secret, though. Although I'm taking this diet strict and as much as I possibly can to a T, exactly how I want to do it, the diet's not supposed to be about killing you. And it's also not supposed to be a punishment or a restriction. This isn't supposed to be a bad thing. It should be an act of self-care and empowering yourself, training your mind to understand what you need and what versus what you want. Okay, you can have a lot of needs that are also wants if you actually look for the foods that you enjoy that are very macro friendly and are good for your body. By choosing those kind of foods, you're showing care for your body, your mind. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. You may fall off. You may end up having that that Snickers bar or that bad meal. You're out with friends and you're just like, I'm not going to even fight with it. Let me have this pizza or let me have this plate of pasta or whatnot. That one meal is not the end. It doesn't mean, oh, you failed. That's an opportunity for you to say, hey, you know what? Maybe there was something your body was lacking or needing, and now you've let that crave out of your mind. You've had that fattening food, whatever it was. Get back on the track and go back to those nutritious foods. And just understand that fat loss is not going to happen as quick as weight loss. I am, at least as of right now, down 18.1 pounds. But when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't think I've lost that much weight. It's the visual reflection. I see the fat on myself and I can say, no, I look the same. The pictures may show something totally different. I'm assuming they will. However, you don't notice it, and it happens so slowly that it's very, very difficult for you to gauge based on that. Just remember that this, celebrate the small wins. The weight loss, that's happening. Or if your weight is staying stagnant and you're working out heavily, you're probably gaining muscle, and muscle weighs twice as much as fat. So you may be outpacing it and you're staying at a certain level, but you're actually recomping or recompositioning your body. Additionally, you can't look at just the weight loss. Look at the small things that I'm also going to take measurements. I may stay exactly flat. Let's say I was at 251, I stayed 251, but my legs went from being 17 inches to suddenly being 18 inches. And I know that they're no longer flabby. And my calves go from being 16 to 18 inches. I know that means I'm growing muscle because clearly there's no fat there, and how's it growing in size? If my waist is going from, I think I was at 51 or something like that, if my waist goes down to 48, it may not be visibly there, however, it's happening. And it's going to slowly happen. Like I said, that fat, you can't really control where it comes from. So it may be coming off of small little incremental places all over your body, so it's not as easily to see. So celebrate those small wins, when your measurements change, when your weight changes, when you're feeling healthier and you just consistently stay on that track. And learn from those setbacks. When you happen to have that plate of pasta, or you have that pizza, or you have that taco, you have something that takes you out of whatever diet or change in lifestyle that you happen to be on, and you get back on, just learn from that. What was it that was missing? Was it salt? Was it sweet? If it's something like that, then what are other options that you have to gain that savory, sweet, salty, whatever it is? I'll give an example, like tacos. I love tacos. I bet everybody does, man. Tuesday couldn't be it. There's not enough Tuesdays in the week. However, I can't have carbs, so taco shells got to kick out the flour. Oh, can't have corn shells either. So what do? I melt down mozzarella cheese into a shape of an actual shell, get it hot, cook it at about 400 for about 8 minutes until it melts together. It starts to get a little hot. I set it inside a taco rack, let it sit for a few minutes. After about 6 minutes or so, that thing's pretty solid. It's a shell. And there it goes. Good to go. I now have my taco shell, and I can eat that with my meats, and good. So when I say small wins, I'm really just talking about take what you can get. The smallest little things. You know what the end goal is, but every incremental step along the way, celebrate them. Resist that cookie, resist that cake, resist those little things that are being presented to you. And know in your mind that, hey, you won that battle. It's not about winning the entire war all in one day. That just doesn't happen. The pyramids, if you were to consider your body the pyramids, the pyramids were not built in a day. So taking them apart isn't going to happen in a day as well. Just as I stacked this fat on my body, brick after brick after brick after brick, I'm going to have to take it off brick by brick by brick, and it's going to be a very slow process. I'm actually excited that it feels like it's a much faster process than I put it on. So know that you have that. Additionally, know that muscle gain and fat loss, I mean, this is one of the most rewarding aspects of at least my diet in this case, and my journey is that I'm slowly watching my body transform, and I'm feeling it transform, not just seeing it, but I'm feeling it transform. And here's the thing. I mean, like, fat loss might not be as fast or as noticeable at times because you're simultaneously gaining muscle, especially if you're working out heavy and you're using enough weights or enough fatigue, hypertrophic exercises to actually cause the muscles to grow. Um, you're going to be simultaneously gaining that muscle. And muscle weighs more than fat. So while the scale may not always reflect those drastic changes, your body composition is going to be shifting in a great way. Um, I mean, as I discussed before, I feel like underneath all this fat, I'm beginning to feel myself again. This is kind of like a costume. Like, I feel like I've I'll never be probably as big or as great as Superman. However, I feel like right now I'm stuck in that Clark Kent. I can see that I'm me. I know that I'm me, but I have this disguise on because it's not really me. When in reality, I'm supposed to be Superman. I'm wearing this suit. I'm wearing everything. That's kind of what this fat feels like to me, and I'm getting it off slowly and slowly. I'm ready, and soon I'll be prepared. So just know that you can also do the same thing. Um, and, you never know. You're also going to possibly run into people who are going to be like, hey, have you lost weight? Or have you been working out? And, in your mind, you could say, yeah, just trying to fit into my cape. You know, you can actually say that, yeah, be humble about it, but at the same time, in your head, you can celebrate that because it's not only something that you are feeling, something you are seeing, other people are going to feel that and see that as well. And if you are working out while doing any kind of diet plan or change in diet structure, it's gonna have massive benefits in addition to just your diet plan, because it's gonna boost your metabolism, it's gonna enhance your strength, it's gonna give you more, I don't know, a more visual and appealing physique. I don't really know how to say this because it's not like people who are overweight like myself are unappealing. I'm guessing some people don't care. It's not so, but you're going to have a visual appearance that is going to be different. As I discussed before, I used to have, I don't know what to call it, but a V shape or a Dorito shape, wide shoulders, and lats going down like a V into a skinny stomach. I want to have that again. You're going to have that fit shape. You're going to have appearances that present you in a different way. I've already noticed that as I've started to lose this weight, I stand up straighter. I stand up taller. I mean, it's not like I get any taller. It's not easy to get very tall when you're only 5'5". But I feel like I'm standing taller. I'm standing proud. I'm not hunched over. I'm not, I'm not sad just from the muscle weight dragging me down or the fat weight, just weight in general. Trust the process. Focus on how you feel. Gauge your energy levels. Start to maybe even take little grabs of your shirts here and there and say, hey, okay, I got a fistful of space between me and my chest. Or, or a pinch between my shirt and the waist. And as you start going through this, start realizing, oh, what? My clothes fit different. For those who have followed through my story so far, you've probably seen that as I started working out, sadly, and I apologize, you guys all had to see part of my fat hang out of my shirt. Although I haven't noticed I lost weight, I've clearly lost weight because I put on one of my shirts the other day and I was like, wow, my belly doesn't hang out the bottom of it. There are going to be changes. So again, remember, it's not all about scale. There are going to be things that are going to be great. that you can notice and identify that you are on a successful path and stick with it. I mean, who needs a scale when, your jeans or your shirt tells the whole story? Another thing that has been really difficult for me, and I'll probably show you, you'll be able to see it in my pictures tomorrow probably, is I do know that I've lost weight, and I clearly know I've lost weight because I used to have a very like rounded fat belly. As I've been on this progress, I have started to lose fat, and God, I wish you could target fat. It sure would be nice. Instead, I have like certain sections that are just, you can see that the fat is stripping away. And so now I have this very kind of almost wavy stomach, and it's very weird. It feels awkward, but then when I can feel on those areas, I can feel that, hey, there's really not much there above the muscle. So I can already see that this is working. Additionally, my shoulders are beginning to actually show on my arm. It's not just arm all the way down. You can start to see there's a little definition there. These things are starting to show up, and it's very nice. But for those who maybe are really, really struggling, like maybe say you have love handles, or you have a big fat belly like me, or you got flab on your arms, or flab on your legs, or those things. If you allow yourself to focus on one area, it's going to be really, really difficult because you can't target fat loss, sadly. And sadly, it always seems that the one area that you want the fat to be gone from the most, that's probably going to be the last spot it's going to go from. You probably noticed that when I first started, I actually had a double chin. Now, I only have one chin, but it's still got some flab there, and I'm sure that's probably also because elasticity of my skin hasn't pulled back yet. But I've clearly lost a lot from my face. I've started to lose a lot from my neck. And it's starting to happen on my chest, my shoulders. But I really want it on the fat. On my stomach. But let's talk about that. I mean, you really can't lose the fat in the stubborn areas that you want. You can't target it, specific areas. And it really sucks because spot reduction, unfortunately, just isn't possible. It's a myth if anybody tells you that it can happen. Over time and over consecutive working out, if you continue to do the process, yes, it will come off as long as you stay on a good diet and plan. But if you're expecting one area just to go away, you're going to have to lose fat from wherever your body feels the fat can be pulled from first. Because your body decides where to burn fat. And from my understanding, it's based on a lot of different factors, like physiological factors, like what do you use the most. If you use your arms a lot, most likely you're going to burn the fat there as well due to thermogenesis, etc. Additionally, genetics play a big role. Heck, my dad, much taller than me, but he also had a fat belly. Well, clearly I got that too. It carries on. Some people may get it in their butt. Some people may get it in their legs. Some people may get it on their upper back. I've seen people that get, I don't know what the heck to call it. It's not really humpback, but they add their fat here. And I know they have massive traps, but they just have like extra fat stores there. It's just what it is. And the key to understanding that is you have to maintain that consistent diet and exercise routine. Over time, that fat loss will continue to slowly start pulling from areas. Once an area is at least what your body feels is cleaned of the fat that it can get rid of, and it maintains what it believes it needs to maintain, you should see that fat coming off the other areas. So, even that pesky belly fat will eventually have to listen to me. So I've been kind of embracing my journey, and I'm patient with myself. Every workout, every meal, every positive choice is getting me closer to my goals. So my only thing I can say is, if you happen to be on this journey as well as me, something I say in my own head is keep going. Stay focused. Remember that lasting change takes time and effort. As I said, the pyramids weren't built in a day. Well, neither are abs. Neither is massive chest. Neither is, if you happen to want, I can't remember what the heck it is, but you want that Kardashian booty. It's not going to happen in a day. At least not if you want to stay that shape. I've heard of that. What is it, BBL or whatever the heck, injections. But in reality, it's going to take that. And know that you're worth it. So stay inspired. Stay motivated. Think of your journey as a marathon, not a sprint. Celebrate the small victories. Whether it's lifting a heavier weight, running a bit further, or simply just having more energy. If you have the ability to, surround yourself with a good support system. People who are looking out for you, whether it's friends, family, or even a online community with similar goals. And ultimately, I say, if you can't pat yourself on the back, go to a mirror and give yourself a high five. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate yourself. You deserve it, no matter how small it is. Visualize your success. Remind yourself why you started this. Remember that you are capable of incredible things. And every step that you take will be a testament to the determination and strength of your will and your mind and your body. It's going to be a testament to your character. And the only person who that's accountable to, or that should even matter, is you. Keep your eyes on the prize. Stay committed to your goals and trust the process. You got this. I believe in myself. I believe in you. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I might start posting again my meals, as I kind of mentioned. I'm a little scared for tomorrow. At the same time, I'm really excited for tomorrow to show you guys my details. I'm hoping it's going to look wonderful and I'm going to have all these great measurements, but at the same time, I'm back of my head because I haven't taken any to make sure that it's a surprise to myself as well. I'm also kind of worried. It's like, am I going to do good enough? Am I going to do good enough for myself? Am I going to do good enough so that you guys all can see and believe that I'm not just talking out my ass and I'm telling you the truth? But ultimately, it's like I said, the only person that really matters is you. And to myself, I'm happy where I am, knowing that I'm on that marathon and I'm nowhere near the end goal, but that I'm staying at a good pace. I'm not winded. I'm not dropping out. So, stay strong, everybody. Stay motivated. Enjoy every moment of your transformation. And remember, laughter is actually a calorie burner. Peace.